TIFU by convincing my friend that President Whitmore from Independence Day was a real president. So, the convo happened a week ago. But she's mad at me now. For whatever reason, we were talking about presidents. Who is the best? Who is the worst? Etc. Me, being the little shit I am, told her about Thomas J. Whitmore in his term, during of which he fought in a world war, was a skilled pilot, made an international speech that went down in history to rival Gettysburg, was considered to rival JFK in looks. Anyway, she ate it up and truly believed that this guy actually existed. So we ended the convo and I forgot about it until just now, when she called me a motherfucker. Turns out, she had an interview for an internship with our state's capital. And surprise, she was asked her favorite president and she said Whitmore. She described this fictional character with such admiration apparently, that the interviewer felt bad when he told her that he was from a movie. Anyway, she's pissed at me now. Rightfully so. TLD or President Thomas J. Whitmore was a true war hero. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today we celebrate our Independence Day. Quote, President Whitmore. He is one of the best on-screen presidents though. This reminds me of when Jerry convinced Elaine that War and Peace was almost named War. What is it good for? And then she repeated it back to a renowned Russian author. If your answer to "Who's your favorite president" is someone you just learned about from a friend a week ago and have literally not even Googled or researched outside of that conversation, maybe an internship in politics is not right for you anyway. Sounds like the interviewer should have specified that it should be a non-fictional president. 8. This is kind of her fault for not having her own opinions on things. All she had to do was Google it to find out he's fictional, rather than regurgitating hearsay from a friend during an important interview. I'm going to go out on a limb here and suggest that if she didn't know there was no such president in real history, that she had no chance of getting a job at the state capitol anyway. I mean, that is where the government does their business. There have not been that many U.S. presidents that someone of intern age and education level should surely be expected to at least know who existed and who did not. Cut yourself some slack here. And maybe buy your clueless friend a pamphlet-sized history of U.S. presidents to peruse. Lol. And his successor, Jed Bartlett, was pretty awesome to smiley face. Your friend doesn't deserve the job if she didn't even check that her new favorite president was real. This is fucking good though. Did they specify real presidents? Because I think it's a perfectly legit answer otherwise. My favorite president is Dwayne Elizondo Mountain Dew Herbert Camacho, and I will fight anybody who disagrees. You didn't do anything wrong. If she's not intelligent enough to know that that's not a real president and she was going for a government job, I'm kind of glad she didn't get it. Your friend sounds too gullible if she is going into an interview for a job in the Capitol. Probably better she wasn't hired. Need to do due diligence before those things, or at least fact check. No fuck up here. She doesn't deserve the job if she doesn't know the presidents of the U.S. Wow, flushed one of the best TIFU I've ever read. This reminds me of when the movie came out. I was a magazine editor in Toronto and my art director and I shared an office. We became friends. She met a guy from NYC while vacationing in the Caribbean. We would drive down to NYC all the time. Free place to stay and she hated the driving. I would often go to the movies by myself to give them some space. And one of the films was Independence Day in Queens. The audience clapped at the end of the president's speech. Weeks later, the boyfriend was in Toronto and wanted to see Independence Day, so I went with them. The Toronto crowd clapped when the aliens blew up the White House. Ah, Canadians and Americans like little and big brothers winking face. Still, she will be remembered forever as remember that one time this girl thought President Whitmore was real. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy, it's epic. Hope she gets the position. Honestly, state governments aren't filled with the best and brightest. 50-50 chance. The interviewer goes on to share the virtues of President Whitmore in some other meeting. I'm not sure this is real, but okay, I'll play along. Are y'all Americans? If you are, how in the world can she think Whitmore is a real president? Not your fault your friend didn't even Google it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.